September 9th, 1991.
On this E.D.J, after getting burned this summer, the movies are having a fire sale.
We came down here specifically for Monster Beach for the half-price ticket.
The owner of MGM gets the boot from the INS, and the studio he ran may also be gone with the wind.
This incredible studio, I think it's all gone. It's a ghost.
Jimmy Connor's loss is marketing's gain.
And Hollywood's preoccupation with plastic surgery is pushing teens onto the operating table.
It's official. The summer box office season was the worst in 17 years. According to Daily Variety, movie ticket sales were the lowest since 1974, with 69 million fewer admissions than last summer. At an average price of $4.75 a ticket, that's a total of $328 million Americans didn't spend going to the movies this summer.
At least one theater chain is trying to repair some of the damage of the disastrous summer. AMC Theaters, the nation's second-largest chain, is borrowing a page from the retailer's handbook. It's slashing prices with an after-Labor Day sale. Mark Bailey reports.
Two for Boys in the Hood, please.
AMC Theaters is calling it the Summer Encore Special, offering selected films at matinee prices through the month of September. But will saving a few dollars bring in the crowds?
We think so, but mostly it's for films. We think the films are great, and this gives people a chance to see them in case they miss them the first time around.
Would you go see Dutch and maybe Bingo for $3.75?
No.
No, why not? Because they wouldn't go for $3.75.
I've never even heard of it.
Things are bad enough. I don't want to make them any worse.
Well, how the hell could it get any worse?
Okay, so maybe you couldn't give away tickets to some of the 14 films on AMC's discount list, but there are a few worth seeing. Ron Howard's Backdraft, Boys in the Hood, and City Slickers will all be available at bargain basement prices. Yeehaw! A discount ticket to this AMC theater will save moviegoers $3.25. Big deal. The question is, what will they spend all that money on? Popcorn.
Buy 12-pack?
No.
Oh, we're buying popcorn. I'm sorry, I didn't get that part.
And aren't you going to get me Diet Coke?
And a large Diet Coke.
A large Diet Coke.
You guys have hamburgers? How much do they cost? $3.25?
Okay, a small popcorn and a large drink. That'll be $4.50 out of 5.
That extra money, well, maybe they'll spend it on concessions, or maybe they'll decide that they'll see another movie. But either way, we think they'll appreciate the savings.
Well, gosh, between the three of you here, you saved, what, $9.75? What are you going to do with all that
We
money?
already spent it at dinner.
Going to Disneyland.
So far, AMC is the only theater chain conducting an after-summer fire sale, but the theaters Mark visited said the slashed prices had upped attendance by about 10%. Who knows? It could be the start of a trend.
Well, last week, Jewish leaders complained that a TV cartoon series about the Bible contained negative stereotypes that promoted anti-Semitism. Well, now a Catholic priest is entering the fray, protesting what he calls Catholic bashing in films. In a recent newsletter to his parishioners, Minneapolis Monsignor Francis Fleming noted what he called a disproportionately strong Jewish influence in what gets into films. The Monsignor said that influence has resulted in a double standard that permits Catholic bashing in movies but allows only favorable treatment of Jews. And he added, quote, I can't ever remember seeing a movie in which a Jewish person was given unfavorable treatment, like never ever. Well, we suggest Monsignor Fleming check out the studio chief in Barton Fink, the jazz club owner in Spike Lee's Mo Better Blues, or practically any Woody Allen movie. Never say never ever.
If the Immigration and Naturalization Service has its way, Hollywood won't have Giancarlo Peretti to kick around anymore. Peretti, the Italian financier who's the majority owner of MGM Pathé Communications, had his visa revoked on Friday for allegedly lying about his criminal background. All this comes as Peretti is fighting in court to regain control of the studio he bought less than a year ago. Bryn Friedman has more.
Jim, if the INS manages to deport Peretti, it will have done Hollywood's dirty work. Since hitting town 2 years ago, Peretti has become the mogul the movie business loves to hate, not only for his personal style, but also because he may have succeeded in finally putting MGM's beloved Leo the Lion to sleep. Of course, that could be considered a mercy killing, since Leo has been sick for a long, long time. More stars than there are in heaven. That was MGM's boast in the 1930s and 40s when the studio's talent stable was unequaled in Hollywood. Clark Gable, Judy Garland, Spencer Tracy, Norma Shearer, and hundreds more toiled on MGM's vast backlots and cavernous sound stages, where nearly 2,000 movies were filmed over a 50-year period. Under the iron hand of founding mogul Louis B. Mayer, MGM was the world's largest and most illustrious dream factory, but the dream is no more. Today, what's left of Louis B.'s legacy operates out of leased offices in this building. No longer a real studio, MGM is more a struggling production company that hasn't had a bona fide blockbuster since Rain Man in 1989.
You don't want to hit. He doesn't want to hit. Hit me. Want to hit.
What happened? For starters, this man happened. Las Vegas gambler Kirk Kerkorian bought MGM for $35 million in 1969 and quickly dismantled the studio piece by piece.
He's a very shrewd, brilliant businessman. But as far as any legacy or anything that's done from a spiritual standpoint about this incredible studio, I think it's all gone. It's a ghost.
In less than a year, Kerkorian sold all 4 of the studio's famed backlots and auctioned off the contents of its history-rich costume and props department.
They were wonderful places. The sets were magnificent. I couldn't look when they tore them down.
It was only the beginning. Kerkorian bought United Artists, merged it with MGM, sold the whole shebang to Ted Turner, then immediately bought back part of it, including the famed Leo the Lion logo, the second most recognized corporate symbol in the history of American business.
It became smaller and smaller and less successful. It became a sadder and sadder place in which to work.
As the studio shrank, Kerkorian's profits grew to more than $1 billion on paper. By 1990, he had liquidated nearly everything that symbolized the studio, including the rights to such MGM classics as Singing in the Rain and The Wizard of Oz.
Its assets have been bought and sold so many times. You're really left with Leo the Lion as the logo.
And Kerkorian finally sold that logo, along with MGM's few remaining assets, in 1990. The buyer was Italian financier Giancarlo Peretti, another Hollywood outsider. The price was $1.3 billion, and the deal was a disaster from the get-go. Peretti, a flamboyant ex-waiter with funny money from mysterious European bankers, instantly alienated the Hollywood establishment.
He was belligerent, ill-mannered, and I think fatuous in the way he tried to operate here. Most people met him and disliked him intensely.
Peretti picked up where Kerkorian left off, and in less than a year, mighty Leo was little more than a corpse. Peretti and MGM's bankers are now fighting over that corpse in a Delaware courtroom. Peretti is suing to regain his position as studio chairman after the MGM money men unceremoniously dumped him last spring. Later this month, the court will decide on who will control Leo's remains.
Thank you, Bryn. Tomorrow, Bryn will be back with part 2 on how the Italian hunter stalked, bagged, and ultimately lost the lion.
When we come back, Jimmy Connors may have lost his serve, but his pitch is stronger than ever. And later, it's trendy to go plastic. And we're not talking credit cards.
Some people add things to their sour cream, things like gums and stabilizers. This is all we add to our sour cream. These are their sour creams. This is ours, Hampshire sour cream from Knudsen, made with pure dairy cream and milk. Thick, rich, indulgently delicious. So you can choose their additives, or you can pick Knudsen and choose your own. Knudsen, the very best.
We make a great cottage cheese, too.
Ladies, it's here. The weight loss and figure control method everyone is talking about has just come to your area, inches away. The only 3-phase figure correction program, an individualized low-fat eating plan, exclusive inches away figure correction equipment designed for the problem areas of the female figure, plus individualized counseling to guide you through each phase of the program. Call now for a complete figure analysis. But hurry, it's for a limited time only. Let us show you the way to a beautiful figure. Call Inches Away today.
Give your family an experience they'll never forget. When the very best artists and athletes from around the world unite in a spectacular tribute to the American spirit. Celebrate this special occasion with your family and treat them to the magic that has made the greatest show on earth your #1 entertainment value. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, an American tradition that's part of growing up.
Get your tickets at the Coliseum box office or any G.I. Joe's Ticketmaster location.
From our little Susie.
Buck and Winnie? You dance to the big bands, live through 10 kids, and watch plastic slipcovers come and go. Happy 29th anniversary. How'd she do that?
Introducing personalized greetings from Hallmark, a new line of cards you customize right in the store. Whether you add a name, a date, or write the whole card yourself, you can create messages as unique as the people you send them to. New personalized greetings only at Hallmark.
As you may know by now, Stefan Edberg won the U.S. Open Tennis Championship over the weekend. But the tournament belonged to 39-year-old Jimmy Connors. As Tom Berman reports, Connors sent TV ratings skyrocketing, and that has advertisers salivating.
Oh, that's a fantastic get.
Jimmy Connors may not be the champion of the U.S. Open, but he's definitely the champion of the USA Cable Network.
This was the highest-rated sports event that USA Network has ever carried, and in fact, the highest-rated program of any kind we've had this year.
USA's primetime ratings were up more than 75% over last year, mostly thanks to Connors. CBS got some Connors ratings magic, too.
They were up significantly, and what's interesting about that is we were comparing to last year, and last year is when John McEnroe made his run to the semifinals. And if anybody's a draw, John McEnroe is.
Count me out. You make a mistake. Off the court, Connors is a big hit already. This Newprin ad featuring Connors and Michael Chang is an advertiser's dream come true. The right pitch man at the right time.
I mean, obviously, consumer interest in the ad is astronomical. We're getting lots of very positive calls and wonderful feedback, and people are looking for the ad.
Newprin had Connors signed up long before the Open and just got lucky. Pepsi, on the other hand, signed Jimmy only Thursday to wear its "uh-huh" slogan on his shoulder Saturday. Meantime, Connors was wearing Nike sneakers, even though he's been pitching Converse for years. More offers are likely to come Connors' way, but if the Connors fans at this bar are any indication, there's no guarantee Jimbo can sell as well as he plays.
If he was endorsing something, I can't say that I would buy it or anything, but I like him as a player.
Well, I don't know. It all depends on what he was selling, I think, but, yeah, maybe.
I've seen his Newprin commercial, and it's cute, but it's just aspirin. Any aspirin's an aspirin.
Well, aspirin may only be aspirin, but that yellow Astuza AMX tennis racket Connors used throughout the Open could mean headaches for other manufacturers. Sporting goods stores around the country have been inundated with requests for the racket, which won't be on the market until this Christmas at a cost of about $200.
You know, that Jimmy Connors story produced an historic moment in broadcast news on Friday night. On an ABC Nightline segment devoted to the aging tennis pro, anchorman Ted Koppel used a word once considered taboo on television. And when Koppel served, the volley began.
This year belongs to Connors and every old fart in the country.
You did use the phrase old fart, didn't you, Ted?
I did. I said it.
I just want to make sure.
And now you've said it again, so we've done it twice.
Very good. I just wanted to make sure we got it on the air.
Gentlemen, I thank you very much. I think we succeeded in saying Jimmy Connors' name more often than we said old fart, but if we didn't, I hope people will forgive us.
There you have it, folks. 90s television news. We've come a long way.
Yes, we have. Well, we told you earlier what happened at the box office this summer. Now Liz Smith is here with the deep dish on what could happen this Christmas.
Things are changing in the movie biz. Variety says that studios are putting Santa Claus on rations for this Christmas, meaning the Yuletide season is written on water, not etched in stone. There will be fewer movies released this Christmas, though traditionally this is the second most lucrative season of the year. Summer is the hot time, but this one just passing away was down movie-wise. It experienced a lot of hot movie bombs. There are just too many movies, too little box office these days, so Hollywood will pull in its reindeer horns for Christmas. Universal, MGM Pathé, and Warner's have only one definite release each for this December 25th, and Orion is sitting this holiday out. Last year, the faltering Orion released its 3 big films in slow sequence: Dances with Wolves in November, Mermaids at Christmas, Silence of the Lambs in February. This paid off, but not enough. So now everybody is slowing down with cramming it all into the Christmas stocking. Publishers, however, are gung-ho, gearing for lots of fall to Christmas books. One publisher says, "I had to tell my guys there are other times of the year to publish." Anyway, if there are no Yuletide movies to speak of, you can always crack a good book. This is Liz Smith reading the teleprompter in New York.
When we return, celebrities go under the knife, leaving their young fans under the influence.
Today it's like changing clothes. I mean, everyone's doing it.
It is a soldier. He is a soldier. It is part of an army. He is an army. You've met the invaders, ants. Now, meet the exterminator, the Orkin Man. Armed with one of the most sophisticated pest control systems in the world, he wipes out ants, destroys the nest, and prevents their return. Guaranteed. The Orkin Man. One call destroys them all.
Has your special event ever looked like this?
Let the experienced staff of Creatively Cordial coordinate all aspects of your reception, reunion, company party, or any affair. Our delicious hors d'oeuvres, vast selection of party locations, and no host or hosted bar services will make your function a memorable success. Call Creatively Cordial today for a successful occasion.
I'm Teresa Richardson from Channel 8's Good Evening. Wetlands and meadows, rivers and streams, forests thick with wildlife. You can experience a piece of wilderness right in the city. Take a trip into nature and see your metropolitan green spaces. Pick up the current schedule of guided tours at Channel 8, Metro, Portland General Electric Service Centers, or call 273-5565. Visit your own backyard wilderness and get to know Mother Nature on a first-name basis.
A contagious disease is currently making its rounds through local daycare centers. Hello, I'm Pete Schulberg. If you watched Monday's edition of News 8 at 5, you know how that disease could affect your kids. Also on Monday, News 8 showed you what happened when over 2,000 cyclists disrupted the routine in a small town called Mist. And coming up Tuesday on News 8 at 5, consumer editor Tom Fuller takes you to a college where they give away computers for free. Watch Tuesday on News 8 at 5 and watch us work for you.
When it comes to plastic surgery, Hollywood has been on the cutting edge for years. Example, Mariel Hemingway's breast before and after. Michael Jackson's nose before and after. And 30-somethings Melanie Mayron after chin and cheekbone implants and before. But celebrities are changing more than their own looks when they go plastic. They're also changing the way many of their young fans look. Mickey Rourke denies it. Cher boasts about it. The tabloids are having a heyday with it. And Hollywood pokes fun at it.
I heard that the women out there have their chests enlarged, their thighs vacuumed and barfed on purpose.
But all this celebrity plastic surgery has kicked off a disturbing trend.
And now, for the first time in my life, I'm doing exactly what I want to do rather than what I've been trained to do.
When actress Barbara Hershey wanted to look younger for this role in Beaches, Dr. Lawrence Copeland injected collagen to enlarge her lips.
We've seen a major fashion change that persists 2 or 3 years after the movie because of something that she chose to do.
Hershey's temporary lip enlargement encouraged all these professional models to follow suit.
Barbara Hershey's back to normal, and the models are still full.
A trend among professional models is one thing, but today more and more teenagers are emulating their idols and going under the surgeon's knife. They want Kim Basinger's lips, Bo Derek's, and anyone else's nose. In fact, teenagers account for 16% of all rhinoplasty operations. Some doctors estimate that plastic surgery among teens is up as much as 300% since the mid-'80s.
I felt that it was from the side. I had a bump on my nose.
17-year-old Ashley Casado admits she was nervous when she decided to have her nose fixed last year.
And I was real conscious of my profile. And so I wanted to straighten it out.
I've always thought she was beautiful.
If it made her feel happier, made her feel better, then it's good for her.
With Dad footing the bill of several $1,000s, Ashley went from looking like this to this. Today, she's training for the Olympic swim team and pursuing an acting career.
Yes, I have a commercial agent right now, and I'm interested in picking that up. So I'm pretty excited about it. I just need to, get pictures done and everything, and I'm really happy with my nose,
Ashley's story is not uncommon. At Beverly Hills High, students reel off story after story of angst-ridden teens who are convinced a little plastic surgery will change their lives.
Yes, I've known a girl who had it done for her birthday present, and she had a nose job and a boob reduction.
I've had a girlfriend that has had a boob job, and for me, it's just not natural. It's not real. It's like when you're physical with them, it's plastic.
Throw your hair over on the other side, Shelley.
Elsewhere in Beverly Hills, Harry Langdon has photographed some of the world's most beautiful people. This 19-year-old model hasn't had plastic surgery, but Langdon says he's photographed an awful lot of young people who have, and it shows.
Very young women will come in, and they maybe just hit 21 or something. I see a lot of scars above in their eyelids, and their little noses are all chopped down too thin, and I figure it gradually, whatever those plastic surgeons do to their faces, it increases with age. It gets thinner and narrower and tighter all as they get older.
Even Dr. Copeland says he's concerned plastic surgery has become trendy, especially among teens.
I've seen patients come in who feel that if they're a young girl who feels if her breasts are larger, she will make the cheerleading team at her high school.
But he says plastic surgeons and Hollywood must shoulder some of the responsibility.
Celebrities, I believe, are beginning to realize the power that they have over society and those groups of children and adults that adulate them and try to emulate them.
Besides that, Copeland says at least one celebrity has bucked the trend and left her biggest asset alone.
Barbra Streisand wouldn't look or sound like Barbra Streisand without her nose.
And we would add that Carl Malden hasn't done too badly either.
That's right, hasn't hurt him. But one celebrity has undergone so much cosmetic surgery, she could safely be called the bionic woman.
I've had everything done. Nose fixed, eyes fixed, forehead fixed, teeth fixed, neck fixed, you name it.
Well, Diller is so proud of her extensive makeover that she's even printed up a resume of sorts, listing 17 procedures, including 2 tummy tucks, 2 nose jobs, and something called a chemical peel. I wonder if she gets a quantity discount.
When E.D.J. continues, Geraldo Rivera follows in Pee-wee's footsteps, except he does it for money.
"24-hour stakeout.
I am coming.
Your equipment better work, and in close quarters, your deodorant better work overtime. That's why Sure made new Pro Stick for men to protect for over 24 hours. In close quarters, we didn't want Pro Stick to come on strong then fade early. New Pro Stick has a long-lasting ingredient so our scents don't come on too strong but protect for over 24 hours.
Got it. Let's call it a night. You mean a day?
Try new Sure Pro Stick for men. The Pro works overtime every time.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Start your day with nutritious, delicious Carnation Instant Breakfast in regular or diet.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Mannington has invented a floor that breaks the shine barrier. Through all kinds of torture, Mannington Gold shines brighter and longer than even Armstrong's best floors. Mannington Gold, a shining example of what a floor should be.
Brings back memories. Oh, these are great.
What's this remind you of?
Tastes like vanilla, huh?
Senior trip.
Paris. That cafe. Yeah.
Rich, creamy tasting coffee with a hint of vanilla flavor. New French Vanilla Cafe.
I love this coffee.
New from General Foods International Coffees.
I loved that waiter. Jean-Luc.
Recently, when I became deathly ill, I was able to summon an ambulance, my next-door neighbor, my family, and my doctor without picking up a telephone. I use this remote control to contact Life Call, my 24-hour emergency medical response service. Watch. You just press this button and speak into the air and...
I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See? Protect yourself with Life Call, and you're never alone. To get complete free information by mail about this affordable medical emergency response system, call toll-free now. Life Call can save your life, so call to get free details by mail right away.
For free information about Life Call, call 1-800-843-1900. That's 1-800-843-1900.
Travel provided by American Airlines, together with American Eagle, serving over 270 destinations, including Europe, Central, and South America. American Airlines, something special in the air.
Actor Paul Rubens stole the show with his surprise appearance as Pee Wee Herman on last week's MTV Awards, and in the process, he may have breathed new life into his career.
Heard any good jokes lately?
Pee Wee's appearance caused such a sensation that MTV says it's now in negotiations with Rubens to buy rerun rights to Pee Wee's Playhouse. The Emmy Award-winning show was put on the shelf by CBS after Rubens' July arrest on indecent exposure charges in Sarasota, Florida. Meanwhile, Pee Wee is still apparently persona non grata in the Sunshine State. A planned screening of the movie Pee Wee's Big Adventure was canceled at a Sarasota theater this weekend because the theater owner was afraid it would offend the Sarasota Police Department. A spokesman for the Sarasota Police Department said he'd had no hand in the cancellation.
And never one to miss a clever segue opportunity. We here at E.D.J. couldn't help but notice all the ink Geraldo Rivera's been getting over his newly published autobiography titled Exposing Myself. Getting the most attention, of course, are Rivera's many boasted sexual conquests, including allegedly Margaret Trudeau, Bette Midler, Judy Collins, and Chris Everett. But guess who's crying the loudest about these revelations? Rivera himself. He's complaining about the media using the 30-some pages about his sexual escapades to trivialize a 470-page book about his entire life. Says Geraldo, quote, "A sex life is not relevant to credibility." We agree with that, especially in this case.
Tomorrow on E.D.J., the rise and fall of Giancarlo Peretti, the ex-waiter who wanted to be king of Hollywood. I'm Jim Moret.
I'm Janet Zapala, and that's Entertainment Daily Journal.
We'll see you tomorrow.